Marcus Williams walked into a small grocery store on an ordinary afternoon, unaware that within minutes his life would be turned upside down. Dressed neatly in a button-down shirt and jeans, he carried himself with calm dignity as he placed a few items on the counter and handed the cashier a bill. But the cashier's smile faded, her eyes narrowed, and whispers began. Moments later, police officers stormed in. "Sir, you're under investigation for using counterfeit money," one barked. Before Marcus could explain, they seized his arms and snapped handcuffs around his wrists. The store fell silent, then erupted with murmurs. Strangers pulled out their phones, some whispering that he looked guilty, others shaking their heads as if this was just another crime in the making. But Marcus stood tall, saying nothing, his face unreadable. His silence wasn't weakness, it was strength, born from years of discipline. The officers rifled through his wallet, finding more bills that looked suspicious. To them, it was proof. To Marcus, it was yet another moment where his character was judged. Before his truth was heard, the tension grew, and the crowd's eyes pierced into him, waiting for a confession. But then, in the middle of the chaos, a young employee suddenly gasped. Her eyes widened as recognition hit. "Wait, I know this man!" she shouted, her voice trembling. "This is Sergeant Marcus Williams. He's a decorated war hero!" The entire room froze. Murmurs shifted from scorn to shock. The young woman explained that the bills were not fake at all. They were commemorative notes, special currency given to veterans for their service, a rare token of honor for those who had risked everything in war. The cops' faces drained of color. They had cuffed not a criminal, but a man who had once carried his fellow soldiers from burning vehicles, a man whose chest bore medals for bravery. Slowly, awkwardly, they removed the handcuffs. Silence weighed heavy in the room. The same crowd that had condemned him now stared in shame. Marcus simply adjusted his shirt, picked up his groceries, and walked out with his dignity intact. But as the door closed behind him, one final twist emerged. The police chief arrived moments later, holding an official notice. The money had already been verified as authentic hours before, but the officers had ignored the alert in their rush to judge. Marcus, the man they tried to frame, had walked out not only as a war hero, but as living proof. That truth always reveals itself in the end. This story is a reminder never to judge by appearances and never to forget the respect owed to those who carry unseen battles within them. If this powerful story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that matter.